When I say the greatest emperor of the world, who comes to your mind? Alexander the Great? Ashoka the Great? Maybe? But did you know that there was a Tamil king who ruled South India, Sri Lanka, Orissa, West Bengal, East Bengal, Maldives, Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia? Yes, all of it. Next time someone asks you who the greatest emperor was, your response should be, Hello everyone, this is Ungal Anban Hemant. Today we are going to look at the most powerful emperor that India ever had. But before we get there, make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on these videos. Rajendra Chola was the most powerful Tamil king ever. Originally called Madurandakan, Rajendra was born to Rajaraja Chola and Tribhuvana Madevi. He also had a sister by the name Kundavai. In 1014 AD, 4 years after the construction of the Brihadishwara temple, Rajaraja Chola died. But 2 years prior to that, Rajendra Chola was made a co-regent and he started ruling the Chola Empire along with his father. And that was the beginning of the most powerful rule in the entire history of Chola dynasty. Within a few years of becoming the king, Rajendra Chola invaded Sri Lanka. During his father's rule, only the northern part of Sri Lanka was captured. But Rajendra set his eye upon the whole island. With his massive army, he captured the Sinhala king Mahinda V, who was hiding in the jungles, and conquered the whole island of Sri Lanka. And Mahinda was taken back to the Chola country as a prisoner. Rajendra Chola's sister Kundavai had been married to Vimaladitya, the eastern Charukya king of Vengi. After the death of Vimaladitya, his son Rajaraja Narendra could not take the throne because of the interference of the western Charukya king Jayasimha II. Rajendra defeated Jayasimha and installed his nephew Rajaraja Narendra as the new king of Eastern Charukya dynasty. Later, it was Rajaraja Narendra who established his new capital, which is today's Rajamundry in Andhra Pradesh. In 1019 AD, Rajendra Chola set out on an expedition to the north. Led by his commander-in-chief, Arayan Rajarajan, he was able to defeat the kings of Kalinga, which is today's Orissa, Dandabukti kingdom, between today's Orissa and Bengal, and then the rulers of Bengal. Finally, after defeating the Pala ruler Mahipala I in a fierce battle, he took water from the Ganges back to the Chola country. After conquering the north, up to the banks of the Ganges, he was hailed as Gangai Konda Cholan, or the Chola who conquered the Ganges. He also shifted the Chola capital from Tanjavur to a new city, Gangai Konda Cholapuram. This city served as the Chola capital for about 250 years since then. In his new capital, he built the massive Gangai Konda Choliswaram temple, which looks very similar to his father's Brihadishwara temple in Tanjavur. The most striking difference is that Rajendra's temple tower has a concave slope and it is a bit shorter in height. However, the reason behind creating almost a replica of the Tanjavur temple is still a mystery. Also, to commemorate his victory in the banks of the Ganges, Rajendra Chola created one of the largest man-made lakes in India called the Chola Gangam. He considered this lake to be a liquid pillar of victory that he erected after conquering the Ganges. The conquered rulers were made to bring pots of water from the Ganges to his capital, which was poured into the new lake to sanctify it. Today, this lake is called Ponneri. Though Rajendra Chola's Gangaikonda Cholapuram is said to have been a great city in the past with 2 thick fortifications and exquisite palaces, unfortunately only mounds remain today. Okay, he conquered the whole island of Sri Lanka and a huge portion of India. Now what? He turned his eyes towards the countries in Southeast Asia. Sri Vijaya was a powerful kingdom in Southeast Asia which included today's Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore and Thailand. During Rajaraja Chola's period, there were cordial relations between the Sri Vijaya kingdom and the Chola kingdom. However, things changed during Rajendra's rule. The Khmer Emperor Suryavarman I, who ruled today's Cambodia, sought the help of Rajendra Chola to conquer Tambralinga Kingdom, which is today's southern Thailand. Learning about this, the Tambralinga Kingdom requested help from the Sri Vijaya king, Sangrama Vijayatungavarman. This alliance eventually led to the Chola and Sri Vijaya empires coming into conflict. In 1025 AD, Rajendra led the Chola forces across the Indian Ocean and invaded Sri Vijaya. He attacked Kadaram, Pannai, and many other places in Malaysia, Indonesia, and southern Thailand and defeated the Sri Vijayan king. After this victory, Rajendra Chola was hailed as Kadaram Kondan. After capturing the strategic ports of trade in Southeast Asia and thus monopolizing trade between the Western world and China, the Chola Empire became the power of maritime trade in the Indian Ocean. Rajendra Chola had many wives, including Tribhuwana Madevi, Panjavan Madevi, and Veera Madevi. He had 3 sons, Rajadiraja, Rajendra II, and Veera Rajendra. He also had 2 daughters, Arulmozhi Nangai and Ammangai Devi. In 1044 AD, Rajendra Chola died and his queen Veera Madevi committed sati upon her husband's death. Yes, the most valiant king died, but his fame and glory never will. He will be remembered for the several centuries to come. Rajendra Chola, the most powerful Indian emperor of all time, would be remembered forever as the king of the seas, land, and his people. Rajendra Chola.